My name's Thangam and I want to be the Labour councillor for Ashley. We're in the middle of Ashley at the moment. I'm standing outside the St Paul's Learning and Family Centre, which is one of the great achievements of the last 10 years under the Labour government. So many people in Ashley benefited from things that happened under the last 10 years. There's better schools, there's lower crime, there's better collection of rubbish and recycling, and people say that they're generally happier and their children are getting better educated. All of this is now under threat. So the reason I want to be councillor is I think at local level we have to be defending every single one of those essential services, and particularly for Ashley, where unfortunately despite all the progress that's been made in the last 10 years, we still have poor children. Children who under the last government may have stood a chance of going on to further education, but with some of the cuts that are happening, maybe they won't be able to. So as a local council, I'll be fighting really hard to protect schools, to protect the services for the elderly, to protect housing for people who are struggling to keep going. Under the new rules for housing benefit, many people will be worried that they're going to be homeless or that they're going to face periods when they simply can't pay their rent. Again, as a councillor, one of my jobs will be to make sure that everybody in Ashley has a safe home to live in, that their children have somewhere to be educated, and that vulnerable people are protected. There's been so much going on in Ashley over the last 10 years that's fantastic. We live in an area where people are proud to live side by side between different groups of people working together and managing to create a good way of life for themselves, their families and their children. People around here work really hard, and we're going to be facing an unfair and disproportionate effect of the cuts. As women who are single parents facing cuts to both services and benefits, this isn't just women without jobs, it's also women in low-paid work who are struggling just to get by and are going to be struggling even more. As a local council, I'll be fighting to protect those services that they need and to make sure that young people and adults have access to as good an education as possible. I think that education should be a right, not a privilege, and that's one of the things that I stand for when I stand here as the Labour candidate for Ashley.